Hey, hello everyone. How are you? Let me see if I can't turn this music down. There we go. This is Coach Powell. Welcome to Coach Powell Training Development and Coffee, Tea, You, and Me. Every single week, I come to you with this live opportunity to share everything I know and everything my friends know about how to improve your professional and your small business life. Every week, we've been doing this now for about 20 years. I will have to say, I started doing this at my local Panera Bread, my local coffee shop right here in Centerville, Virginia. And I got so excited about it. It was such a great opportunity to share with entrepreneurs and business leaders in the community that I decided to take it online when it hit COVID. And now we're looking at over 200 episodes. We've been able to log on every single week and share good stuff with the community. Now, for those of you who know me, you know I'm all about the small women and minority owned business community. Everything I can to uplift them, everything I can to share information with them is what I'm all about doing. I do it in every possible way I possibly can. If you ever looked on my LinkedIn profile, you'll see I've been about business for a long time, right? And so, because I think that, and I know even more so, that the only way to close the wealth gap in this country is for people to stop looking for handouts, to stop making excuses, and get on board with establishing their own business, their own legacy, their own opportunities. And I got to tell you, today's guests are all about it too. These are two of the most powerful, top-notch women that I've had a chance to encounter and be amongst. I trust them completely, and you should too. They're going to be making some offers. They're going to be sharing some information with you all today. And I can't say I'm more proud of any group or anything that I've ever put together other than this moment right here. Now, you happen to be lucky enough to be coming in the tail end of a series that I've been putting together for entrepreneurs and business leaders over the last few weeks about developing your own hero council. And I'm going to share with you a little later on some techniques and some strategies that you could use and some things that you can overcome some of the fear and some of the paranoia and some of the problems that many of us have experienced, and why we can't be our own Nick Fury. There's no reason why we can't. Everybody knows Nick Fury, right? He pulled together the greatest heroes in the Marvel universe to save the world over and over and over and over and again. And there's no reason why you can't do the same thing for your, even no matter how small your business is. If you got a solo business, a part-time business, something that you're just doing to make ends meet or whatever, there's no reason why you have to do that alone. You need to be able to pull together and assemble your team of heroes. And we're going to help you talk about that today. Before we get to that, though, I got to introduce my rock stars. I got to introduce them. I got to let you know how powerful they are. Coming up first, Madam Leah Garcia, a titan in the financial business. She has been involved with the financial industry her entire career. She's got nothing but wisdom and knowledge to share with you all. And I'm so glad she decided to grace us with her presence today and allow us to benefit from what she has to share. And so I'm going to ask you all, as Leah's coming to the stage, if she says something that you're excited about, put it in the chat. Go ahead and give her the love that she deserves. And I'm going to let her take it away. But I'm going to bring her on the stage right now. Leah, thank you so much for coming on board today.
Wow. Thank you so much for that incredible introduction. It is truly an honor to be here this beautiful afternoon. I'm in California, so it's afternoon here. But thank you so much for this opportunity to share some information. And really, my intention is to empower and enlighten your audience so that they feel that they can make more intelligent decisions going forward.
Leah, take it away. The stage is yours. What do business leaders need to know about Leah Garcia today?
Perfect. But before we get to that, I want to share with you, I do have an incredible offer for all of our amazing veterans. If you are a veteran and you own a business, we can offer for you, especially for you, a free business valuation, complimentary, no cost, no obligation. It would be my honor to honor all of you with this amazing promotion for you. So what I teach is the clients who work with me is I help them to increase their net worth, so they can build a legacy and create generational and multi-generational wealth. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we work so hard, we're sacrificing to build our business, getting up early, staying late, missing birthday parties, going without to build this business. But how are we going to transition that business from us to our family and our loved ones? I always say begin with the end in mind. You need to have an exit plan, a succession plan for your business. So what I teach my clients is you need to have the four pillar professionals in your team. And those four pillar professionals are, you need a CPA. You need somebody who can be there for that tax planning. Number two, you need an estate planning attorney. And you say, well, why do I need that? I'm just getting started. You need to start building these relationships because at some point you should be exiting your business. And then number three is a tax attorney. Because when is the worst time to look for a tax attorney? That's right, when you need one. So again, you need to have these relationships for somebody that you can turn to. And then you need a life and health insurance licensed. And I know a lot of people talk about some, wealth management, and those are great and they're part of that. However, a life insurance agent whose life and health license can do some things for you for your business that wealth management cannot do when it comes to buy sell agreements, executive bonus plans, and things of that nature. And so oftentimes what I see is business owners are working with their professionals individually who are staying in their own silos, and they're receiving conflicting and often very confusing recommendations because they're all out of tune. They're all looking at just their one silo. So what I do is I help my business owners that work with me to get all of your professionals on the same sheet of music. They're all singing the same song. And what that does for you is it builds more value. Now all of your strategists they know each other and they're all coming together to bring you the most comprehensive, the most cutting edge, and the most savings program possible. That saves you time, it saves you business expenses, it saves you taxes. And at the same time, we're going to help you to build a way to gracefully and monetize your business, because at some point you're going to have to leave your business. And I know we say, well, you know what? I'm going to work forever. And I agree with you. I love what I do. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. However, there may become a time, maybe your health you won't be able to continue your business. Maybe the health of someone you love. Or just at some point, you might just say, you know what? I've done it. I'm ready to go to that next level. So that's what I wanted to share with you folks. Hopefully I brought some value, and I'm excited to learn from the other speakers. Thank you, Coach Marvin.
Leah, that reminds me of a program that I'm working on right now. I'm assembling a team of advisors to work with medical professionals to help them understand, to create value out of their business. Because a lot of service professionals don't believe that their business has value beyond them. And so they walk away from that business not knowing that they can actually create that value, and that value could be bankable. And so we're working with a team of people who are going to be doing that right now, teaching medical professionals all over the world how to create value in their businesses, and then how to then transfer that value to them in their retirement if need be, or to their families, and so on and so forth, to the future, so they don't lose it. Statistically, we all make anywhere from $3 to $5 million, especially the middle class in this country, in our lifetimes. And the question is not how much you're going to make. The question is how much do you get to keep?
There you go.
When it's all said and done. So I love people like you, because you know how to help us keep all that money. So
right. Legally, by the way, right? We're not talking about
absolutely.
Anything. This is all
legally and tax free.
That's right.
So anyway, guys, if you need some help, you got to call Leah. You got to look her up. She's going to put her contact information in just a second, and I'll make sure you get it, and so everybody can see it in the chat and all that kind of stuff. All right, next up. Oh my God, what is there to say that hasn't already been said about this powerhouse of a speaker, of a coach, an empowerment provider. I mean, she's lifted me up. We were just backstage, hanging out. I'm like, man, I was feeling kind of depressed today. And I talked to Sonia, and things are on the up and up. That things are changing in my life already. I'm like, wait a minute, she gonna make me get to preaching around here. So it's a good thing. It's a great thing when I get to bring such powerful people to you guys. I'm hoping that you're gonna. Actually, I know you're going to enjoy. Give the love, all the accolades, everything you possibly can to my girl, Sonia. Here she is in all of her glory.
Hello, my friend.
Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Thank you so very much for coming on the show today. And I'm gonna stop talking about you and bigging you up and let you do the thing that you do better than the most of us. Tell these small business people what they need to know about Sonia.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Coach. I don't take it for granted. And I always love when you do make space for me at your table. So I am Sonia DuPont, and what I do is disrupt the lives of people. But I only disrupt the lives of people who want to make a difference. And I help them to answer the question of how can I be more? And that's why I identify myself first as an empowerment advocate, because what we do is only a residual or consequence of who we are. And so I love coaching through that space of what are you known for and what would you like to be known for? So within my company, as an empowerment advocate, what we do is we share gold. And gold is our acronym for our customized programs. The G in gold stands for grow through change, because change is inevitable, but growth is optional. And so we help you to develop a strategic plan to grow through change. And the O stands for optimize connections with others. Because you know what? If you are someone who wants to make a difference, if you are someone who wants to be more, one is too small a number to accomplish anything great. So we help you to optimize your connection with others. And then the L, we help you to lean into your strength zone, especially for high performing individuals. There are many things that you are capable of doing. The question becomes to show up as your best self. What is the thing that only you can do? And then how can you equip those around you to operate in their strength zone? Which leads to the D. Develop leaders around you. And at the end of the day, for a person who wants to make a difference, for a person who wants to be more, it is that journey from success to significance that helps to feed into your why. So as an empowerment advocate, I present gold to my clients. And with that being said, we have coming up in December a 3-week masterclass, end of year leadership gold. And it's right here on the screen, the information for how to register for the masterclass. And in honor of Coach Power's heart for just creating this space for all of us small business owners, we're offering a discount if you enter in the promo code Coach Power. And you will get a discount off of the masterclass, and that discount will be available until November the 17th.
So I encourage you, lead well and shoot past success to significance. Thank you.
Oh my God. I told you. I told you. You heard it from me. Superstars. Both Leah and Versania offer nothing but greatness. So if you're ready to step in, you're ready to step up, take advantage of the offers. You're going to find Leah's information in the contact in the chat. You can link right to her. You can call her right there. You'll be able to find it right there. Even if you're watching this in a recording later on, you'll be able to get there. Versania's stuff is also in the chat. So if you're watching this live on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be able to get to that information. I'm going to be posting all of these things on LinkedIn later on afterwards. So don't think about, oh my God, I'm watching from LinkedIn, so I can't see it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get you all that information on LinkedIn after the show. So just hang in there with us and be great. Okay, now my coaches are backstage right now, and it's my turn, right? So I want to share with you all some reasons that people tend to come up with, some excuses, I'm going to say, that people tend to come up with why they can't recruit their own hero council. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of something what I think you could do about it. But then I'm going to let my coaches come back, and they're going to share from their own wisdom some of the ideas that they have. Now, when we talk about this, and I can't, there's so much information in the training programs and things that we put together that I can't do it all right now. But if you guys let me know you want it, I'm going to share with everybody who's on the call today, whether you registered, whether you're watching live or you're watching a recording. I'm going to share with you an article that I'm putting together right now called The 5 Reasons Professionals Don't Build Their Own Hero Council. And there are literally 5 reasons. And these reasons are simple for me to share with you, simple for me to talk about, but very difficult for most people to overcome, which is why they're obstacles in the first place. The first obstacle people have for not developing their own hero council is they don't have a well-written, brilliantly defined purpose and scope for what they want that council to do. They don't know where their vision is or where they're going or any kind of strategy that they put together. Again, well-written, brilliantly articulated of where they're going and what they want to get out of this advisory council or this hero council. And so because they don't have that, they literally are like a ship without a rudder. They don't know where they're going, and they certainly shouldn't invite anybody else into that process because they don't know. People want to work with people who kind of know what they're doing and where they're going and haven't done their research, and haven't done their homework. I was literally on a call last night with a small business director from California, and she shared with me that a lot of people, they haven't even done their marketing studies to really know who their market is and who wants their product and service. So they certainly haven't done a really good business plan. That's super, super important. And I don't mean the kind of business plan that you would use just to get some financing, or the kind of business plan that you would use just to talk somebody onto your real board, right? I'm talking about the kind of plan that inspires people, that inspires professionals who have reached high levels of success in their own businesses, in their own right, to jump on board with you and do the thing that you do exceptionally well. They empower you. If you have that great hero council, you can get that opportunity, right? The second thing people don't do really well is they're not good at carefully selecting open-minded and diverse teams of individuals. Let me say that again. If you are not careful in identifying and selecting open-minded, diverse, highly qualified people onto your hero council. I mean, Leah said it earlier. If you don't have your people, your CPA, your attorney, your life insurance professional, I'm not talking about just any CPA or any attorney, people who are highly regarded in their field, people who others look up to, and you'll be able to identify them really easily. But if you can't attract and recruit them and then retain them, if you don't have the skills, then you need to get those skills. Because as a leader, you're not going to be able to do anything beyond your own capacity if you don't open up the floodgates and allow other people to share with you their knowledge and their skills, and in their network, by the way, people that trust them will help you grow and move into levels that you can't even imagine. The third thing you need to think about is how to make sure that you're always preparing and communicating your agendas and your expectations at every single meeting you have with another professional. There is nobody you should be meeting with when you should be shooting from the hip, trying to figure out what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, who could do what, blah, blah, blah. You got to stop that. You got to be transparent right up front, what you want, what you need, how you need it, what you think somebody might be able to do for you, because you are giving yourself permission to go for it, to go get the things that you need, the resources that you need. By the way, the resources that all of us need are buried in other people. The time, the talent, and the treasure that we need to be successful, no matter who we are, it lives in someone else. Yes, you can read all the books, you can go to all the training classes, you can get all the certifications, you can do everything you need to do to be a quality professional. However, if you don't reach out for others who have different ideas and you don't know how to communicate those ideas well, you don't prepare your agendas, you're not clear and upfront and transparent with what it is you need and what it is you want, you're going to be in the losing train real soon. And I don't want you to be on that train. I want you to be on the success train with me. One of the other things you need to do, the fourth thing you need to think about, and this is a mistake that entrepreneurs make all the time, they're not fully equipped to learn from others. They're not fully equipped to take care of, to prepare, to really, really learn from the very valuable lessons that others have to teach them. You know, there's an old saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. The reality is you do have to be that ready student. You do have to be that eager person who wants to take guidance and direction from others who've already been before you. They've already seen the possibilities, the problems, the situation is at hand, and they know a lot more about whatever it is you're going into than you know. And you have to be able to work well with them. You have to be able to help them feel like their time and their efforts aren't in vain because you're a willing student. You're open to the ideas. You're open to hearing. You don't have to do everything someone tells you to do. I'm not suggesting that in any shape or imagination. What I am suggesting, though, is that you're willing to listen and you're open and you're prepared to listen. There is a skill to truly listening to other people, and you got to get that skill. If you don't have that skill, you got to get it. The last problem I see, and I see it happening everywhere, and this, by the way, is backed up by tons of resources out there. A lot of research, a lot of development work have gone into some of the ideas that I'm sharing with you right now, and people just don't have that stick to it, do it, resilience, execution mindset, right? You have to be able to follow up and follow through on the action plans that you create and the action plans that others have created that are good for you. You have to have that ability. You have to have that capability. So many people are out there trying to fake it until they make it. And that is not a way to win, not long term. Short term, you might be able to get over. But long term, you will be found out and it will be taken from you, no matter who you are. I give you a classic situation right now. You know, our former president, Mr. Trump, led the business community in believing that you could hire people, get them to work for you, not pay them, go bankrupt, keep the properties that you develop, buy them back at a discount, and call yourself a billionaire. This is lying, cheating, stealing at the highest level. And I don't care if anybody hears me say it, it's the truth. When your business plan is bankruptcy, all right, your strategy is bankruptcy, and taking advantage of our system that literally is there to forgive entrepreneurs who try really hard to do really good things, but make a mistake that they could not have foreseen. That's when bankruptcy is forgiveness. Now, I'm all about forgiveness. If you give somebody makes a good, but if that's your plan, if your plan is to fail so that later on you can bank on my forgiveness, shame on you. So you have to have the actual ability to do what you say you're going to do. And you have to have the ability to take action on the plans that are made. Again, for you, with you, around you, by you. It doesn't matter who makes the plan. It matters if you were smart enough to grab the plan and go for it. Now, I'm going to bring my guest coaches back up, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to share with you. I'm just really quickly one last time go through the all 4 or 5 of the problems we see out there when entrepreneurs can't get the right people on board. They can't get people to help them out. They can't keep people on their advisory council or their hero council, right? They don't have a well-defined purpose or scope. They're not able to carefully recruit and select open-minded individuals. They have a problem with preparing and communicating their agendas and their expectations on a regular, consistent basis. They're not good or equipped or prepared to listen and learn from others. And last but not least, they have a facility problem. They have an inability and a capability to actually follow up and do the thing that they think and say that they want to do. All right, ladies, let's talk it up. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up.
Wow. Mic drop.
What do you think?
I've got a lot to say. Go ahead, Versania.
So, I saw in advance your topic agenda, and that 5th topic, you went a different way than I expected, and I was still shouting backstage. So, and say exactly how you had it phrased, that fifth point.
Let me pull my notes back up. Really is you have to have the ability to follow up and create action plans. And whether that plan is created for you or that plan is somebody else, you have to be able to follow up, and you have to have, and it takes talent and ability. And if you're not even sure about what that ability is, you got a real problem.
Yes. And so, however it was phrased online, my thinking into that was, in order to be an effective small business owner who debunks that challenge, you have to be equipped to develop leaders around you. But you can't pour from an empty cup.
Absolutely.
You cannot pour from an empty cup, and everyone deserves to be led well. And so something about the phrasing, that was my thinking into it. And when I say you went a different way, you honed in and focused on, is your cup empty?
Right. Absolutely. And it, to me, it's more than, just ability. It's recognizing your gift.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier to you guys backstage, I believe everybody has gifts.
Yes.
And if you don't know, if you haven't recognized your gift and your talent, and you don't know how to then leverage it to create more opportunities and more things for people, shame on you. Let's get to work. We got some things that we could do, that we can move this needle. You don't have to die with your best left in you.
Yeah. And for high performance people, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to turn my head to look at my friend here, Leah. I know she has just gold she's going to drop. But here, Coach, is where you and I get to do the things that we love to do. Because for high performing people, many times the question is not, what are you capable of? The question is, what is your gift?
Yeah.
Where is your strength area? Are you focusing your energy and your intention in the place to maximize how you can serve others well? And that's
So
the difference between loving what you're doing and being frustrated all the time.
I'm gonna let Leah weigh in, and then I gotta go biblical on you because you said some things that made me go. But I'm gonna come back to that. Go ahead, Leah.
Wow, this is so great. I love this. So I have 5 points to your points, Coach Powell. So the first one, you talked about vision. And whether you're selling pencils or you're building, buildings, what is your vision? And you have to be able to articulate that brilliantly, because some people will come to you for you to help them just because of your vision, because many people sell widgets. Right? When you share your vision, I always say this, when you share your vision, you're going to turn some people off. But guess what? You're going to turn the right people on. And those right people on are going to be like you were the answer to their prayers. You talked about having your professionals, and absolutely having your professionals. But what I see as the biggest, the little upgrade that I can maybe offer is that not just a professional CPA that is well known, but well known in your wheelhouse. Much different to work with a CPA who runs Subway sandwiches and knows how those work, or as opposed to someone who is a contractor or a physician. The laws work, the tax laws work very different on those industries. So you want a CPA, you want professionals who are familiar with your industry. You talked about, which I loved, was the law of reciprocity, right? Givers gain. Bring value to your community. People are so afraid. They say, you know what? I got to harbor this. I got to keep this special knowledge. I got to brand it. I got to no trademark it. Listen, as you give, it will come back to you in space, Number 4 was, it's what you talked about, this knowledge, but you know what? It's really what you know after you think you know it all that makes all the difference in the world. It truly
Absolutely.
is. We got to keep our ego, check it at the door, because it ain't going to serve us, not long term. It might serve you for a year, or you might get that instant, but long term, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And number 5, which was that whole mindset. You know what? It really is about our mindset, about the grit. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. I cannot tell you how many times. In fact, the client I just helped, she told me she sat down with another professional, but they never followed up. We can't be so short term thinking to think that if we don't close a sale right then, we don't get that contract right then, that's it. If you know that you're the right individual, that you can feel that need, then you need to keep after it. Keep bringing value. Go knock on that door. Bring them some clipping. Send them a book. Send them a birthday card. I mean, sit on their porch until they just sit with you just because they just want to get rid of you. And then you go and you do all your things. I love this conversation. Man, I yield the mic because I could talk all day if you haven't kind of figured that out.
So I got to share, and so thank you very much for that, Leah. And you reminded me, and that's why we do this, right? Because we can bring the best out of each other, right? You reminded me of how important it was to help people understand that follow up is not just you follow up no matter what, right? Because sometimes, if people don't need your product or service, leave them alone.
Right.
We're not saying follow up just for the sake of following up, just so you can knock on doors and meet numbers. No. You can't be relevant until you follow up with people in which your product and service is going to be meaningful. And so once you figure out that I have a program I teach called the 100% closing ratio. And we talk about the difference between a suspect and a prospect. And a suspect is somebody who you think might want or need or will afford your services. A prospect is somebody who absolutely can prove to you that they want, need, and will afford your product and services. Once you find a prospect, the only reason you can't close a deal is because there's something wrong with you. It's not, it's not them that has the problem. It's you that have a problem. You're not resilient enough. You're not differentiating yourself enough. You're not providing value. You're not showing them how you provide value, because they want what you have to offer. You're just not good at communicating it. And that's, you got to go back to school. You got to learn, not just your products, but learn who your market is and who you are and what you bring to the table. I can go on and on and on about that. The last thing that I want to say, though, Versanya brought some stuff to me, and I got to share with you. The whole reason I'm in business today is because a story in the book of Matthew in the Bible. And it's all about your talents and your gifts. And it really is all about understanding that you don't take the time to maximize the gifts that God has given you, they will be taken from you.
That's right.
And you will suffer. Mm-hmm. I don't want anybody to suffer. When it's all said and done, I don't want anybody to suffer. I want everybody to take the talents and the gifts that they have and blow it up. I mean, and the question I tend to ask when I'm coaching my clients is, if you could maximize your gifts, your talents, the things that that you are just destined to really wrap your mind around and sink your teeth into.
Anointed. Yeah.
What's your talent trajectory? Where could you go if all the barriers were gone and you could fly as high as you possibly can? Where could you go? Describe that moment, describe that place for me. Now, when you can do that, that's vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because people tell you all the time, like, well, I don't have a vision, I don't have a purpose. Yes, you do. You just haven't taken the time to uncover it. And you haven't worked with somebody who's bright enough to help you uncover it.
Yeah.
But everybody has it. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason. Everybody has gifts and talents. And if you use them, good for you. If you don't, get help. Mm-hmm. Because you don't need to do this you shouldn't do it by yourself anyway. Go ahead, Versanya. I see you chomping at the bit. Go for it.
There is a book by Miles Monroe called The Spirit of Leadership.
Yes. Amen from both Leah and I, right?
My favorite quote from Miles Monroe, he talks about sight is a function of the eyes, but vision is a function of the heart.
That's right.
Man, that's so bold. Oh, such wisdom.
Really, the question is, can you pay attention to yourself? Can you pay attention to your own heart?
Yes.
Do you know you?
The hardest person to lead.
If you really know you,
is yourself.
Then you can be able to do that. Yeah. I'm working with a friend of mine right now, and he's from the Asian community, the Korean community specifically, the Korean Presbyterian community, to be even more specific. And he tells me, he's like, we're taught to be humble and not really say things about ourselves and da 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 da. I'm like, okay, I hear you. And that works well from the cultural context of your community. That is not going to work well from the cultural context of other communities. And so you need to be open-minded enough to know that when people like these great athletes are on TV and they're bragging about how wonderful they are, how talented they are, how gifted they are, they're not just talking about themselves. They're talking about everybody else in their community as well. It just coming out, it sounds selfish when they present it, but they're really saying, come join the party with me and celebrate with me about the success and the things I'm able to do on the field or on the court or in business or wherever it is. And you have to realize it's just a different cultural expression of God's gift. Yeah. It's not that they're bragging and being over the top. It may look like that from your cultural context. Right. But for other cultural contexts, it looks like, oh my God, you're doing the thing.
Yes. Invitation.
Right. You go ahead and do you, boo. And people are happy about that. And so, I think sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that our perspective is the only perspective that matters.
Yeah.
And I love helping people understand that, there are many different ways to skin any cat. You have to be understanding that you may have a way, but it may not be the best way. In order for you to figure out what the best way is, You got to open this thing up and let everybody else know, hey, I'm trying to skin a cat. Anybody got any ideas on this thing?
Yeah.
Even if you're proficient at it, it doesn't mean you can't find somebody who knows more about it. Or you can find somebody, by the way, who said, listen, don't fret yourself for skinning that cat. I got 100 already skinned. So, you know, why are you dealing with that? Let it go.
Okay.
But if you keep it to yourself, whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to be, how can anybody else be empowered to help you?
I love that. If you will allow, I want to give one action for each of your 5 points that your audience can consider to move the needle.
Nice.
You got 5 minutes. Go for it.
Copy that. Okay. The first one, in building trust. This is going to be the one to take you most out of your comfort zone. Show vulnerability. Show vulnerability, and you will attract the people that you want to attract. And the second point about your team, write down on a piece of paper 2 things. Number 1, group of people who think like you that can help you in your day-to-day. And then number 2, group of people who can help you to think into who you want to be. That's your inner and your outer circle. Serve 2 different purposes. For the third one, in terms of preparing, for those of you who might be like me and you are a natural when given the mic, let me help make us show up better.
Right.
The level that you prepare is an indication of the level that you value the people that you are serving. And so when you don't prepare and when you figure I could just wing it, what you have just said is, I don't need to be better for them.
Right.
So that mind shift.
That's so good.
Will set you free. And then the fourth one, thank you, Leah. The fourth one, in terms of being a good student, when someone pours into you, follow up and let them know you did what they said.
That's right.
They will then know you are a student. So your action, follow up and let them know. I read that book you recommended. Let them know you did what they said. And then for that fifth one, the ability to do what you write down on a piece of paper, requirements or tasks that need to be done, and flag them. Tasks that only you can do. And if you flag everything on that list as tasks that only you can do, call me a Coach Power. We can help.
Right.
Oh my God. Listen, guys, I'm going to put you all both backstage for a minute because I got to close the show up. Don't go anywhere because I got something super special for you. But before I close the show out, I just want to give a shout out to my girl, Nancy Wyatt. I see you out there. Whoever you are from VII Powers You Speaking and Coaching, thank you very much for coming through. Thank you very much for being engaged and chatting with us. If you guys, by the way, have anything you want to share with the business community, feel free to do so here on the chat. Listen, this is a business-friendly opportunity for everybody. I don't want anybody to feel left out, left behind, that they can't engage, they can't ask questions. So if you have any questions or anything, if you can't think of a question right now, if you're watching this show in the recording, you're only catching it on via YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn later on, drop a note in the chat about things that you're excited about, things that you're interested in, things that you want to know more about, and we will start to build programming around your ideas. And by the way, we'll give you some credit for it. So make sure you engage with us. Make sure you stay involved with us. If you haven't catched us, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, definitely do that. Subscribe to us on Facebook or LinkedIn. Give us thumbs up. All that good, happy jazz. This is Coach Powell. We are out. I'm going to end the recording from here, but the chat is still alive. So don't give up on us right now. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.